sharps and flats. Flats go that way, sharps go this way. Here's G on the first string. We have a G right here. Alright, there's a G note. So a G sharp note would be here. You move up one fret. Here's G. Here's G flat. It's just the opposite. So I'm going to find a B note here. Here's a B. Here's a B flat. Here's a B. So flats go that way. Right? Down. And this is B. That's B sharp, which is actually the same as C. That's what we call an enharmonic tone, but a term you don't have to worry about right now. All right? It always depends on where you're coming from. This is a B, and if you want to make reference to, in other words, we have to learn something about key signatures and that sort of thing, but we're not going to deal with any of that right now. Right now, if I'm asking you for a B sharp, you just find that B note and play one fret there. All right? If I'm asking you to look for C, you'll go B to C. But right now I want B sharp, so it's B, B sharp, B, B flat. Okay? B, B flat. This is A. So if I say A sharp, which is the same as B flat. All right? Gets confusing, but it all depends on what one is asking for. If I'm here on this G string, and I'm looking for an A, well, we know we go from G to A over here. But if I'm looking for a G sharp, there's G and G sharp. On this particular string, I can't play a G flat because I have nowhere to go. So what I would have to do is I would have to find this G note on the next string. Here it is. There's a G note, you see? So I've got G over here, but I can play a G sharp, but I can't play a G flat. Nowhere to go to. So what do? I look for the G on this string. D, E, F, G over here. D, E, F, G. There's the G, which sounds the same as this G over here. There's a difference in quality because each string gives you a different quality sound. It's like a different voice. Every voice, you might sing the same song with another person, but the quality of their voice is different. So each string has its own personality. Anyway, here you have G. Now I could play the G sharp here, and I could play the G flat there. Over here, G, G sharp, or G, G sharp there. But G, G sharp, G, no G flat. G, G sharp, G, G flat. Okay? On this string you have A sharp. This is a B over here because we know that already. A, B, C, C sharp. There's a D or a D flat. Depends on where you're coming from. D, D sharp. This is D. That's E, and that's F. E, F, F sharp. Here's E, E flat. Here's E. That's D. D sharp. Okay? So E, F, G, or G flat. E, F, or F sharp. E, F, G, A flat, A sharp. A to B to C, B, C, B, C. You never skip from B to C. Here's B flat, and so on. Okay, so that's your sharps and your flats so that you understand that. Thank you.